What's up everybody, Idle Survivors dropped a new faction with two new heroes, Space Travelers. We got Happy and Sweet. The design still is very random, but looks aside, I wanted to give my thoughts on everything they bring to the table. It is definitely a unique faction with unique heroes, so let's see what they can do, and let's get it. So Happy S, Happy Superman, Happy Kiddos, Interstellar is going to be ending shortly, and this is the hero I wanted to focus the video on. I'll cover Sweet once her Interstellar happens and I get some testing and information from other players. I've definitely been going harder than usual for his summons. I've been skipping a lot of Interstellars lately because I either had the heroes or I just didn't want to build any of them from scratch, so my diamonds have been building up. Mostly it has to do with the second reason, because it's just so damn costly taking heroes from one copy all the way up to 10 plus stars, so you really need to pick and choose unless you're just buying up all those gene potion offers for money. However, if you didn't know, this is a time limited hero. Clicking the info button at the top, it says on rule number 9, heroes from the Space Traveler faction can only be obtained in limited time events, so their Interstellar is an example of this. After that, they won't be added into the wish summons. I'm assuming won't be added into the regular summons, but I've never seen anyone get the rare factions, Reconstructor, or Awakener heroes from those normal summons anyways. But this is very scary because any game I've played that has done this, meaning introducing time limited heroes, has never been a positive in my eyes, because what does that do? It forces the players to panic and use all their saved resources or spend money for summon currency. You may be able to play the game and be like, yeah, it's okay. I don't need this hero, but me, I'm a gacha addict and I need to get all the heroes at some point in time, so now I feel forced instead of having a choice. So not available in the wish, so how do you upgrade them after? Further ascension will require exclusive substitute items instead of hero copies. These will be available in future time limited events. So it's a time limited hero, scary, with time limited events for further upgrades. Double scary, and it's not even Halloween yet. I noticed if you go to your summon shop, there is a faction icon for Space Traveler, so maybe they will be eventually added here for faction seals, but Awakener and Reconstructor already cost 450, and they are available in Wish. I have a feeling if they do, they're going to cost more, maybe 600, it could be more. This is going to be expensive because there's only two ways to get this faction seal currency. For the first way, we have the special summon event seen here, roughly happens once a month, and then for the second way, it's just by doing faction summons at a 1-to-1 ratio. So yeah, it's going to take some time to build this currency up. Will they be available in SSS choice cards? This is to be determined, I have no idea, but this is one of the more higher priced items in the game. You may have noticed, but they removed the SSS hero choice card from the exchange shop in the alien pet event. And now if you open up the assault operation, they removed it from there as well. So to me, it's a possibility they will be adding them in there because this is one of their go-to selling points for their Supreme monthly card. As you can see right here, it's way at the bottom. You get to choose between the two different SSS hero choice cards. You have the regular faction and then you have the rare faction heroes. It's safe to say after their Interstellar, it's going to be very hard to upgrade them, and depending on how frequently this time limited event is for the exclusive Ascension item and the requirement. So because Happy has a pity of 120, the Space Traveler faction acts similar to Awakener and Reconstructor in regards to the pity and the Ascension process, as this does differ from regular faction heroes. Basically, it costs more 5-star and 6-star heroes in the Ascension process. One more thing I wanted to point out, they decided to base the leaderboard points off something different this time. Normally it's I think 10 points per summon, but this time it's solely based on Happy's hero power. So yes, you're still going to need to summon and get copies, but unfortunately this structure is very unbalanced. I can summon the same amount as, let's go with the top 3 in the rankings, and maybe get the same amount of hero copies, but factors such as what gear, watches, and if you have his exclusive toy or not, all factor into his hero power. On top of that, you have your resonance level, also helps. So if you're a high spender with say a 12-star resonance center, meaning all your heroes are level 240, this will give you yet another advantage over newer low spenders, free to play, etc., because maybe their resonance center is only 200, 220. But what you can do for the ranking is, because it records the highest power you can obtain, simply go get all your top gear, watches, toy, and slap it on him to boost his hero power. It will record that amount, and then you can just unequip and you'll notice your leaderboard ranking power stays the same. With the launch of these new heroes, if you go to War Museum, then Alien Collectibles, you will also see both Happy and Sweet have a Platinum collectible. Looking them over, you'll see the Hero Bond basic stats are increased by 10%. That's just what's activated from one copy. Special buffs activate once you get it to 6 stars. Sweet's Platinum collectible gives honor enhancement stats increased by 10%. So honestly, both of these are very nice. I'm not exactly sure how you're going to be able to get these because normally I get these collectibles from Star Arena. You'll notice when you do your daily challenges seen here and then you get your ranking rewards, that is where I get mine. These rotate so you can work on them all. I'm leaning towards these will just be added into the rotation pool, but I can't confirm that. You already know they will be able to be bought for money from some packs at some point in time. Another very interesting aspect of this new faction is if you go to your skyscraper, say we go to City Alliance, you'll notice the Space Traveler icon. Yup, that's right, you can use this faction in any faction tower. Plus when you look at the aura bonus, it says with each Space Traveler it enhances the aura bonus by 10%. So you can see I have a 20% right now, but if I swap out one of my City Alliance heroes and I put in Happy, now it's at 22%. This is actually pretty helpful because we can only assume eventually they will add 3 more heroes after Happy and Sweet, and then you can just run the team in all the towers. So now that we have an idea of the Interstellar and what the faction means for the game, let's discuss Happy. I've seen a lot of players asking, is he worth it? Should I go for him? Well, I would say get at least 1 copy because then you can get the exclusive Ascension item later on because they only act as a hero copy. You still need the base, so 1 of him. Now personally, I only have him right now at 9 stars. I've had pretty bad rates going to pity every single goddamn time. It's really frustrating, and after this Interstellar, I'll upload my summons, but I will end the event with most likely a 9-star and 1 copy, so my testing is only from a low star perspective. You can see for my Interstellar support, I'm going to be ending off this event with 200 summons done, because after 200, I only suggest continuing if you're a high spender. I stop because there's no more summon milestones for hero shards, as I like to be efficient. Highlighting his skills, he is a tank that can dish out good damage. He has a healing and armor break debuff with complete enemy damage reduction with okay survivability. A lot we're talking about him being a replacement to say their Justice Angel, but to me he is just not good enough. He's great, don't get me wrong, I rate him S tier right now, but don't think he's S+ tier worthy. His ultimate, Phantom Punch, reminds me of the good old Smash Bros. Rocking Captain Falcon.
Sean right now getting spooky!
Oh wow, he did.
No way! He ends it with the 3 sock with a Falcon Punch!
Man, those were some good times, so good. So his ultimate is really handy for bosses because of the armor break stacking. Then once it reaches 5 stacks, it deals damage, which can be leveled up further at 10 star. But the nice thing is he reduces the target's damage reduction to 0 for 4 seconds. This can also be extended. This is not only great for bosses for reaching top scores, even though there's really not much going on in the game for bosses right now. I really hope, like they said with the dev Q&A video, the rotating guild bosses get introduced very soon. So for his 10 star, it's okay. There's definitely heroes with much more impactful ones. The extended duration on his damage reduction by 2 seconds is nice, don't get me wrong. What I do like is after his Phantom Punches, he enters Mecha Man state for 6 seconds. It's a decent duration time, which makes him immune to non-skill damage, meaning I think this is debuffs, I could be wrong here, and then reduce skill damage received by 50% to help with his survivability. Personally, I have noticed it can be hit or miss at 9 stars if he survives decently or if he doesn't survive at all, so I'd recommend full defensive watch skills. His second skill, Happy Boomerang, isn't bad either. It's a semi-AoE skill since it's just directly in front of him, but it breaks all shields, so it's a very nice counter to say Justice Angel. The damage done grants a shield for himself, more continuous armor break debuff, and applies a healing reduction, which, as we all know, healing is insane in this game. His 11 star here, it's just okay as well, just adds on a bit of damage, shield gain, etc. His next skill, Happy Punch, so now we have Phantom and Happy Punch. That's a lot of punches. This is considered a basic attack and also provides more shields. Once again, his 12 star, it's okay, it adds 2 more punches into the little combo. And finally, here's where it gets really iffy with this hero. The reason being, when you read over his passive, Valiant Energy, which is a very long skill description, you'll start to notice it mentioning the hero in the Space Traveler faction suite. And with this is the problem I have. From here to here, all this added text has no purpose unless you have Sweet on the battlefield with you, and I really just don't like that. It's enough to hold him back a potential tier rating. Without Sweet, it's just a small passive bonus to attack and HP, along with more armor break debuff. it's going to be very tough for many players to obtain not one, but two limited time heroes, ascend them both up to something usable for the content they're doing. So for me, I need 10-star minimum, costing a lot of gene potions and food. But yeah, that's not it. Then I have to replace two heroes in my lineup who I've already invested into at least to 11 stars. This is going to be very hard for many players to do, so right now I'm thinking more so he's going to help my second team out. If you do have Sweet though in the lineup, one random hero enters the superhero state upon battle. Looking down here, superhero state for Sweet gives her a damage and damage reduction boost of 10%, plus using her skills add an additional 10% to the bubble gauge. It's her core mechanics for her kit. And it's still not done. The summoned Sweet Bubble Man, sounds so weird saying this, that inherited attributes gets boosted as well. So for Happy, the main hero that I'm focusing on in this video, same thing with the damage and damage reduction boost by 10%, plus the vulnerable stacks added by skills +1, and the duration of Mecha Men is extended by 1 second. It says vulnerable stacks, but I'm not sure if this is a typo since his kit is all about armor break, so let's just assume it's meant to say that this means anytime you read one of his skills, that adds a stack of armor break, now it's +1 more. So here, here, and here. And then his Mecha Man state is extended by 1 second. This is just more opportunity to keep up a permanent full armor break stacks of 5, so you basically permanently have the target with damage reduction to 0, since repeatedly triggering extends the duration. And 1 more second of Mecha Man state could be just what you need to improve survivability. And that's not all. When only one of the superhero dies, the superhero who dies enters the energy stone state, so a self-revive once per battle. To me, there's just a lot of his kit missing without running him alongside Sweet. That superhero state is nuts. Thank goodness only one of them gets chosen, cause if both did, that would be a little ridiculous. Some quick footage of him in the Hero Saga. You can see here Happy is chosen for Superman state, which transforms him into the Phantom Mecha. His ultimate, Phantom Punch, has a pretty over-the-top animation of punches everywhere, but looking at the end stats, I just wanted to briefly show this. For a tank, he's outputting a lot of DPS. Sweet is a firepower DPS, remember, who also has pretty impressive stats. In conclusion, I've seen some pretty impressive results even with him just at 5 stars. As I'm talking, I will be putting screenshots of guild boss battles, PvP matches, tower matches, etc. of players who've posted their results, but unless you're a newer player and spending hard on this event, I see Happy and Sweet being more so for a strong second team. We all know this game loves to just throw 3v3 game modes at us, so it's not a bad thing to continue to improve not only your core 5, but second team as well. As I mentioned, he will be a valuable asset for Skyscraper, but for PvP on his own, I think he's going to be more situational. Sweet's video will be coming out in a few days. Hopefully I get much better rates on that Interstellar. Please, Idle Survivor RNG, give me a break. As always, thanks for watching, have a great weekend, and stay tuned for the next one.